दूसरे बच्चे की। तो आपने जैसे बोला, सबको बोला आंखें बंद करो और आप एक एक करके सबकी तलाश की और मेरी जिम में करी थी। मेरे फादर अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते थे और मेरी इच्छा हो गई कि बाजू वाले की घड़ी में ले जाऊं और सबको दिखाऊं कि मेरे पास भी घड़ी है। उस जमाने में घड़ी इतनी कॉमन चीज नहीं थी। तो आपने मेरी घड़ी ली। आपको याद नहीं सर, मैं वही हूँ, मैं स्वयं सोयन, मेरा नाम ये है। सर बोली नहीं, जब मैं गया था तो मैंने मेरी आंखें भी, बच्चों की आंखें बंद थी, मैंने मेरी आंखें भी बंद कर ली थी ताकि मुझे नहीं दिखे किसने किया था। और उनको बिल्कुल एम्बेरस नहीं किया, चुपचाप घड़ी ला के रखती। लेकिन उसने मुझे इतना इम्पैक्ट किया, आई डिसाइडेड टू बी अ टीचर। So that's what every speaker was saying, कि they are not only teaching but they are character building. They are building the character of the future generations, and that is absolutely true. All of us, at least let me say, most of us remember impactful teachers. And impactful is not necessarily that the book knowledge that they give. उस टाइम तो book knowledge फिर भी टीचर से मिलती थी। आज तो all of you know कि Google can give you or internet can give you much more knowledge than the teacher can give you. But still, let me tell you that nothing can replace a classroom, a one-to-one teacher-student relationship, a one-to-one learning, and really development of the child. So let's see, like students sitting here, I was also a student many years ago, and one of the places I studied was at IIT Bombay, and उस टाइम तो हम लोग कभी कभी टीचर्स की थोड़ी मजाक उड़ाते थे ना, कि ये टीचर ऐसे बोलता है, ये टीचर का पर्टिकुलर कोई हैबिट होती है टीचर्स की। बट आफ्टर वी लीव देम, वी रियली रियलाइज व्हाट दैट टीचर गिव अस, व्हाट वी गॉट फ्रॉम द टीचर, एंड हाउ आई हैव बीन सक्सेसफुल। अगेन एंड अगेन प्रोफेसर अग्रवाल वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट गिविंग समथिंग बैक टू IIT जोधपुर, बट आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ अस हैव अ ड्यूटी, जो भी दे सको आप, लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल होते हैं। एंड वन ऑफ द थिंग्स इज द इंस्टीट्यूट वेयर यू स्टडी। IIT Bombay, those years I'm talking about 70s and 80s, had such a strong tradition where people learned much more outside the classroom than in the classroom. And I'm sure that is happening here for the people who try to learn, in your hostel. See, one of the very good traditions of IIT, all the IITs, including IIT Jodhpu, is that it's a residential place and so far away कि आप daily up down कर ही नहीं सकते हो. I think allowed, I don't know, but I think allowed भी नहीं है. So therefore, other than the 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of learning that you do in the classroom or in the labs, more learning is when you interact with people, when you discuss what happened in a certain subject, when you debate on issues which are current today. So that is where your mind sharpens, your mind develops. You are able to see the pros and cons of everything. I remember in IIT we were made to debate on topics current at that time without asking our opinion. Class को आधा divide कर देगा. You are for, you are against. And whether you are actually for or against doesn't matter. But you have to bring up, because see, hardly any issue is there which is pure good or pure bad, where there are only pros or where there are only cons, There is always a mix, and you have to be able to see through that, that's why you will be able to take important decisions when you grow up, when you go in business, when you go in politics, when you go in governance, when you go in administration, wherever you go, the way that you can really take right decisions is when you can see the pros and cons of each thing. Today we are at the cusp of real development. We know our country. We remember जब नालंदा था और universities where India was absolutely on top of the world. India went to the bottom. India today is coming back at the top of the world. The STEM education, which some of the speakers spoke about, is one of the best in India. Even America में जब STEM के exams होते हैं, it's typically Indian origin children who perform better than the original Americans, and that's why American president says कि we must improve STEM education in US. अपने यहाँ तो अच्छे level पे है. Of course we should keep up the tradition. all subjects are important, not to say that only STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics is important. But these are the pillars for the future growth. All of us are trying to develop nations, we are trying to build countries, we are trying to build leading edge technologies, we are trying to really do wonders, and that happens when we have a whole bunch of people who are better at STEM, at least for the engineering side, and of course we need people who are good at other subjects also. But the importance of STEM cannot be overstated by anybody, And it is not so difficult, as much as there are some people who are born engineers, born scientists, born mathematicians, born physicists, but there are people who can learn this, and really teachers are the people who can take us through this. Most of us sitting here are from the urban areas and from bigger cities, but I live in Nasik, and I have interacted with students who are from the absolute rural places, जहाँ जहाँ school भी नहीं होती, they call it एकलव्य, means there is a one teacher school, पूरे school में एक ही teacher है, चौथी को भी पढ़ाते हैं, पांचवी को भी पढ़ाते हैं, छठी को भी पढ़ाते हैं. And I'll give you two things which I saw those teachers teach, which I only challenge anybody in the room to be able to do that. And how those village teachers can teach and how they can do. One of them was with writing with both the hands. Left hand से वो English में लिखेगा, वही चीज वो right hand से हिंदी में लिखेगा. I'm sorry, मराठी में लिखेगा. वहाँ पे मराठी का चलन ज़्यादा है. If I ask any of you, can you do it? I will be surprised even if one hand goes up. And there, the whole class was doing it. So we can't say कि भाई हमारे में वो, we don't have that capability, or it's a born this thing. It's not a born thing. The teacher was teaching them to write in two languages with two hands at the same time. And in that same school which I am talking, my wife is sitting here, she was with me, and during the break you can ask her. I'm not telling you a story, it's absolute fact. I saw it about 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago. And the second thing, I was really surprised. All of us have heard of Shakuntala Devi, some of us may have met her, and she was a genius at mathematics. Multiplication, division, square root, or square of some number, or cube of some number. She would do it, like this. Now, here there was a class, they would tell you, 3-4 number लिखो, और एक number 5-6 digit का. तीनों नंबर लिख दो, और अगर 6 डिजिट का नंबर लिखा है तो नीचे एक 7 डिजिट का नंबर टोटल में लिख दो और एक जगह खाली रखो. एंड बिफोर यू कैन इवन आईलाइट आपका चपक खाएगा आपकी आंखें, तब तक those students will write the missing number. And आप टोटल कर लो, कंप्यूटर यूज कर लो, कैलकुलेटर यूज कर लो या मैन्युअली कर लो, कभी फर्क नहीं होता. मतलब I saw 3 or 4 Shakuntala Devi's mothers, better than Shakuntala Devi. Now the point I'm trying to say is so many things can be taught and learned. And we have to believe, and if we have to reach our golden years of India again, then we have to develop these things. I was really fortunate to study at IIT. Many of you are fortunate, or all of you are students who are sitting here are fortunate. One of the best things we did after independence, there is a lot of politics of what is good and what is bad. But one of the things which is universal is IITs were created after independence. They were created.